What a wonderful day. It's the Doug Stanhope podcast with the triumphant return of Chad, Shank, and Joby, who's still sulking in a corner. Because evidently last night I missed chick fights. Or was it just UFC or?
No, it was Invicta chick fights.
All chick fights?
Yeah, all chick fights. The whole court of chick fights. Yeah.
All I do when I'm writing that stupid book is think of all the things that I'm missing, which I wouldn't have shown up for anyway.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to drive to.
I hosted people at my house. It was weird. I've had Joby there, but it's a lot different.
Joby's not hosting. Joby's a co-host wherever he goes.
That's the thing, because Joby brings his own shit, so I don't have to worry about anything, because I don't care anyway.
Joby hosts on the road.
Yeah. Joby comes over and cooks at my house.
Yeah. Brings his own company, has his own food, doesn't care if you're home or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry I missed out on the chick fights, but Reverend Derek clued me into. Yeah, and there's a girl, and they blackened both her eyes, and.
I bet it was great secondhand. Those fight stories are the best. Just listening to.
It's like sitting next to a guy at a poker machine in Vegas where he just tells you all the things he could have done. If I'd have held the 6, I'd have had a 3 of a kind. It's just like being there on your machine. So we're watching gay football. We're supposed to be, Michael Sam was supposed to play today, according to something I read in the CFL. And so we had a gay football day in spite of no football. Rooting for the Michael Sam's Montreal Alouettes, and they haven't even mentioned his name yet, less put him in. So fuck you, Montreal Alouettes. If you want gay football fans pretending to be gay watching the Alouettes in another country, you better put in Michael Sam, number 94. Haven't even seen him on the sideline.
Didn't you switch to that team because of that?
Yeah, I was a Saskatchewan Roughriders fan. I don't watch CFL, but it's important to have a team if you know about the league. You should have a favorite team. And it was the Roughriders. Now it's Montreal. Unless they don't put Michael Sam in, then it's right back to the Roughriders.
Are you giving him 1, 2 games? How many games?
I don't know. I don't have clear-cut rules on this.
It's a loose rule.
Speaking of loose rule, I don't know what that means. Hey, I want to start with announcements because it's all I got. But Chad Shank has stories he can't tell, as always.
I always have stories I can't tell.
Last night I watched, if you guys have not seen HBO, and someone tweeted me this or emailed me this, so thank you whoever did, because I didn't know about it. On HBO, there's a documentary called Thought Police, the story of the Cannibal cop. And it's fucking great. Unfortunately, it's still in play. They put it out before it came to a conclusion.
So it's like that other one,
It was you might remember the story because it's recent. In the last couple of years, a New York cop that was role-playing on a fetish site, like darkfetish.net or darkfetishnet.com, some weird... You're already on it. You're my fans. You know what it is.
Oh,
probably.
where he was talking about doing something to his wife?
Eating her and stuff.
Eating her and eating other chicks.
Yeah.
And he used his police database to, like, look up old girlfriends, so they... colluded that he was actually conspiring to do this because he was talking about these girls, even though it was a year earlier that he'd looked them up on the police database, and it was a fuck story. And I wanted to call you the whole time. Like, as much as we plot, threat, jokingly, like murders. Like, just the fact that this guy, and he got convicted, and then they appealed, and they ditched it, and then they,
He eventually got out because he was with his mom, right?
Yeah, he was on house arrest,
Yeah.
but then they were appealing, and they were going to convict him again, and I guess it's still in limbo. I didn't Google it afterwards.
No one was killed. No one was eaten.
He didn't even conspire. Yeah. Like, they made this thing because he was writing weird shit. And there's parts where you go, it's a great documentary because there's parts where you go, ooh, maybe this guy is creepy. And then they give you, oh no, look at the dates. All right, he wasn't creepy. Well, he's creepy, but I'm into some fucking creepy shit too, and I've said it in my act. Like I'm into some porn that I would never do in real life because it would hurt.
Well, and then you talk about like a lot of the stuff I'll try to, like if I'm angriest tweets or stuff like that, I end up deleting all of it and don't put it for that very reason. I'm afraid I'm like, well, that's fucking incriminating. I'm not going to fucking put that in public.
Deleting anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't send them. I write them and then don't send them.
You probably can't even delete that.
Yeah, somebody's got a record of it. I don't care.
But I've gone so far. I wake up murderous. I'm Michael Violette was the guy from the Free Credit Report band. When they used to have those freecreditreport.com bands.
The combo that would play the song.
He looked like
in the
Henry
background.
Phillips.
Yeah.
And he was really annoying. And his songs didn't even fucking make sense. And I looked him up. I found out where he lived. And he lives in Montreal. And his name's Michael or Eric Violette. And I found him just so it gave me some kind of peace of mind in a fetishy kind of way to know that I could find and kill that guy. Because he was stupid. He didn't do anything wrong. His songs didn't make sense. You got bad credit and you go to buy a car, but you didn't know you had bad credit, so you have a piece of shit car now. And like, well, you had fucking bad credit anyway. Like, how would knowing help you? You're still gonna have a piece of shit car. And I get fucking violent at these things. And then you go find the guy. So, like, if they can find your Google searches like they did with Cannibal Cop, and your tweets.
Yeah. Minority Report.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, you're wearing a pair of matching bracelets being led to a car.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And this guy was a cop, and I'm sticking up for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the guy looked like he would have had to have kidnapped like he had these scenarios he's spelling out. He's like on chat on this site with other fucking creepos, and he was saying, yeah, I'm setting up a roaster in my basement to roast her body. I can't wait to taste it. He lived in his basement was the community apartment building laundry room. They're going, that would be kind of an awkward place to try to roast a girl alive. If he did have an oven, which he didn't.
By the way, my brother's special effects company, Ghostwrite.com, the roasting man effect is on special this week.
All right, that just threw me.
Spindle.
Oh, okay.
So now my brother thinks up these things all the time. We have pictures of them. We have people modeling for these things.
Well, make sure in every one you say it's not a joke, because they had like 24 logs of conversations with this cannibal cop, where in 21 out of 24, I think it was, where he said, I'm just kidding. I mean, for the record, this is all just fantasy, right?
Yeah.
But 3, he didn't. So he got convicted. So every time we talk about murdering people, we're going to have to do just kidding clause.
LOL.
Yeah, that's why violent video games are popular and violence isn't.
Yeah.
It's fun to pretend. That's why kink.com is a fucking plug, unsolicited. Yeah, a lot of that shit had hurt, but I'll jerk off to it.
You went there, didn't you? They gave you a tour?
Yeah, me and Hennigan, all people.
Did they reach out to you, or was there some kind of...
Yeah, it was some guy, San Francisco.
Yeah.
They have this whole block. Kink.com has an old armory in San Francisco. That's
really,
yeah. It's the entire block. It's like 4 stories of
taking it to
S&M
the nth degree.
And, fucking chick wrestling, scissoring, and just all dungeons and some guy. I don't know. He's a security guy there. What he did? Yeah, I think he was a special effects guy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they got production guys.
Yeah. So he gave us a tour, but we're with Hennigan. Well, first of all, it's the set of, once I did the AVNs, I realized how humorless porno is. No one's having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not supposed to. Maybe they're in character. I've been on a regular porn set where they go from acting like they're having fun to immediately cut and they don't want you there. But with S&M shit, I guess maybe they're just in character acting.
It's like
hateful or humiliated.
Like a mortician eating a sandwich during an autopsy. He could turn it on and off, right? But he's not eating a sandwich when the reporters come in.
I wasn't a reporter. I was a fucking creepy guy staring. So, we got a tour of that. It was nice. I'm a fan of the kink.com, though I just find you through YouPorn. Probably broke. Yeah. That's why that guy's fired now.
Yeah, we referenced that Ultimate Surrender. We finally remember that's what it was called.
Oh, the
chicks
wrestling.
I think that's what Derek thought he was going to watch last night. He was disappointed at the house.
When does the show come on?
We have clothes on.
I have an ex-girlfriend who, I didn't know it at the time, but, after we broke up, she got into, humiliating guys, like a short guy, and she was tall and came in and like dominated and stuff. And, our friend in Alaska, the general manager sent me this tape, and I'm like, this looks like me and her walking around the street.
And she did humiliate you.
Oh, yeah.
You did like a Jonestown, Guyana escape from that relationship. Oh, yeah. But it was. No, let's go there. Because we've never brought this up. Let's fucking go there. Because this is a great story. She's like a bodybuilder. I know when Bingo was backed up from her fucking medication, wouldn't let her shit, Chaille could show her exactly how to do an enema because he had to do it for his bodybuilder girlfriend, dominatrix.
Yeah.
That was a very Henry Phillips. Yeah. So tell us how that's. You want to just cut to the end? She was a douche.
There's a lot of ends to this one.
Well, I remember the one. You were like scared of her.
Fuck yeah. No, when we are you talking about when we broke up at the airport?
Yeah.
That was it. My brother and I were talking, and I was in this relationship in Alaska.
How long?
The initial relationship was about 4 years.
All right.
And I talked her into going back home down in the lower 48 and visiting. She had a relative that was dying. I think her dad was dying or something like that. You got to go down there. You got to go down there. And then I talked to my brother, and he goes, "She's gone? She's not in the house?" I go, "She's not in the state." He goes, "Get the fuck out right now. Get the fuck out." I go,
he's like an abused wife.
Yeah.
But I go,
got a fucking piece of meat over his shiner and packing with the other hand.
It was the minor leagues for humiliation business.
I go, this is my excuse. But who'll feed the cat, right? It's fucking horrible.
I would have thought the same thing. That's a decent thing to do.
I'm not taking the cat. I don't want the cat, but who's gonna, and my brother's all, fuck the cat. My brother was like, take a whole bag of food and dump it on the fucking ground and just fucking walk out of there with your sanity, right?
They're twins, by the way.
Yeah.
They're exact twins, and it's creepy as shit. So, yeah, this is Chaille's, like, inner brain that's saying this to him.
100% right. So I waited.
In his own voice.
The voice inside my head is actually my brother's voice inside my ear.
That's so weird because when everyone hates the sound of their own voice. So you'd think that you would hate your brother's voice because he sounds exactly like you. We were at the merch booth. He came up to Vancouver
at the rickshaw,
and they're both yelling, barking orders at people. Okay, you want a picture? Stand there. And I don't know who to look at because they're both Chaille in my ears. So your brother says, "Get the fuck out."
So she was gone for 2 weeks, and 13 and a half days later, I decide, fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And I had support from the club out there, and they gave me a place. That was when I moved in with Becker. So I had a place. Everything was cool. But I still felt some need to like personally tell her it's over. And, I picked her up at the airport in her truck, and she got into the truck, and I said, "Hey, you drive." So she gets in, and I go around to the other side of the passenger, and I go, "By the way, it's over." And I just laid it out right there. She just came from like Hawaii or something. So there's some jet lag, and she's like, "What? And then I'm all, "Yeah, it's fucking done. I've already moved out. I'm out of here." And so then I go across the street to catch a cab. And then she pulls away. I'm like, fuck. Boy,
that was easy.
Fuck. No problem. Fuck the cat, right? This is great. And I go, "Yeah, let me go get my car." And I tell the cabbie the address. And I realize, oh fuck. I'm parked at our old place where she's headed. And she's doing that thing where she's like coming up alongside the cabbie, and then she realizes she's on the driver's side. She pulls back and comes up onto my side to fucking like mean mug me. And then we're doing this. I'm all, hey guys, I don't know who this is, but if you can get there quicker, that'd be good with me. And of course, where we lived was a fucking cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac. Custer's last cul-de-sac, as Becker would say.
And the cul-de-sac had one car in it, which was mine. A 1-ton Chevy ambulance.
Seemed cool at the time.
This big monstrosity of a vehicle, right? That was great for moving gear.
Yeah.
But
I bought it for the band, man.
I got there and
wasn't planning on the Yoko.
She pulled up and I mean, I've got my keys. I'm ready to go, but it was a thing where I had to get the right key because it was a key for the ignition, key for the thing. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm going to it and she is blocking me anywhere I go to the back because I figured I'd go to the back. I'd jump in the back. That's what I'll do. But she's right there. She's causing a scene and we got 3 other people that live on the street. I said, fuck, man, what am I going to do? So I kept going to the front, then to the back, to the front, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And I did this juke move where I faked one way and I had the right key, throw it in there, slam the door. And I'm like, awesome. So she's standing behind, it's a cul-de-sac. I'm pulled in front ways. She's standing behind the vehicle and she can't do anything. I mean, I can't do anything.
Bench press it. Once she's had her enema.
So finally, I mean, this is a fucking nightmare. And I just fucking lean on the horn. And I'm like, you want someone to come out here? Fucking awesome. Yes. Call the cops. There's a guy honking his horn. Because that would be the best thing in the world. And that's what I did. I just honked the horn until she fucking finally gave up. And that was, part 1.
Wait, were we already at the airport?
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I got in the cab.
That's where you get the cab. I thought you flew out of that relationship.
No. I dove back in it.
Oh, okay. Well, that
was a horrible escape plan.
I've been waiting for you to tell that story. I know you have more to it.
Oh, there's a couple more.
Go.
No, come on.
Why? You never tell your stories. You fucking, hang on. Tracy, you have a mic right there that's waiting for Joby.
Tell it, though.
Joby's texting.
But the reason that you couldn't...
You can't talk off mic.
There you go.
The reason that you couldn't move her out of the way, aside from the fact that she was bigger and stronger, is that...
Than me or the van?
Wouldn't she have just grabbed you and...
Oh, yeah. That was when we first met. That's how she got her ex-boyfriend thrown in jail for 3 days. And she bragged about this move, that what you do is when the guy she said, this is what happened. He was a dick. They came home on acid and fucking having fun partying, and I'm around vacuuming the house. So I got him outside down in the courtyard of like an apartment complex. And then we just got really close and I grabbed him and pulled him down and fell backwards. And so that when anyone looked out and said, what's going on out there? They see a guy rolling around and going, he's beating the shit out of her.
That's fucking exactly what I did a bit. I think it's from across the street about chicks that know they can get you to fucking hit them or become like aggravated. They can fuck you into looking like that. And I get a lot of shit from people about that. Like I was promoting, if you're a chick that is not like that, you've never seen that happen. But if you've been on the other side of the coin where a chick is calculating enough to make you look like a fucking asshole, she'll get your ass kicked by other guys in the bar doing shit like that. So if you've never encountered that, I've encountered that a lot.
Yeah, I have too. In the Army, that happened over everybody partying in a motel room. A similar type thing.
Tailhook.
And somebody put on porno, and then pretty soon the drunks chick, my tits are better than that. And she takes her shirt off, and then hanging out, and a little while later, she starts wanting to suck. I can suck dick better than that. Ooh. And it's like, oh, this sounds like a good time. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't fucking trust this shit. I'm gonna leave. And I fucking left. And sure enough, we all got back, and 3 guys got charged with sexual assault. And I could have went in and told them that she was fucked up and willing, but then it would have just drugged me in. So I was like, fuck it. You guys should have left when I did.
Yeah, it's scary. I was just writing a part of the book with me and an undisclosed person and mother. some weird chick in Florida where we were just cocaine paranoid afterwards. That like that's the exact kind of chick that would like cry rape because she made poor decisions. Like how many times could you cry rape because you woke up next to a girl that you're like, oh, and I'm married. I was raped. I was drunk. Yeah, we were both drunk. Take your lumps. Yeah. And by that I mean herpes sores. Yeah, it's a frightening world we live in, and I'm glad to be on the other side of that fucking hump.
Disinterested in sex.
Yeah, it's a fucking marvelous place to be. Just all the shit you get into. That guy, the cannibal cop, he's all fucking twisted up in this shit, and couldn't wait to get home and brag to the guy that he just met up with one of the girl that got him busted. You have to watch the thing. We'll have a discussion
is that what
panel.
I want to put a link up. Is it called Cannibal Cop?
It's Thought Police dot something Cannibal Cop.
All right.
HBO.
Yeah, HBO. Or you guys will just steal it online.
That's why I'm afraid to tell stories on this podcast all the time. I want to fuck something to come back and get me.
Change the name.
We'll change the name of the. We're going to change the name of the podcast to "For Entertainment Purposes Only."
I've thought about that. I said it's a comedy podcast. I was being, liberal, trying to be funny because it's
Doug Stanhope's just kidding.
Yeah, all right. That for entertainment purposes only. That's in the running. Someone emailed me, "Eat the Mic," which I love, for a name for the podcast. Allegedly, I at one point said that at the 100th episode, we're going to have a title for this podcast. So people are sending in, "Eat the Mic." I like that one. Whoever sent that in. For entertainment purposes only, and just fucking with you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or that guy had it coming anyway. That commercial hasn't run in years and he's still dead. The elephants never forget. I could go on.
That's why I was trying to come up with a story that I could tell. I could probably tell the story of when I almost stabbed a guy.
All right.
I didn't stab the guy.
Well, I think that's why you put almost in there, right?
Well, I'm just making sure I don't want fucking thought police to come get me. All right. Some time ago, when I was younger, I was hanging out in my front yard with like 2 or 3 other guys, and we're drinking beer in the middle of the night. And a drunk guy fucking wandered into my yard, and great big Mexican guy. And he came over and I said, "Hey, how's it going?" I was trying to be, it was a little scary, but I was trying to be cool with him. And I said, "How's it going?"
Donald Trump is going to play this whole interview as proof that he's right. Go ahead.
Right. Well, the guy he wanted a ride to go somewhere to town or whatever. And I told him, "Everybody here's fucked up. I don't know. This doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I'm in a storytelling mode."
So
I don't know. It just feels fucking weird. Like I don't feel like I'm telling the story. I've told the
Chaille
story
just turns
before.
his back. I don't remember the story.
I know not to you guys. I haven't told the story.
Told the story
but
every single podcast I've done, and I'm still surprised at the end.
Well, so after a little while, he starts getting kind of aggressive because I told him we can't go to the thing, and I had a large piece of chain hanging from a tree in my yard. I took it.
It's from Halloween.
Well, no, I took it specifically as a weapon. I saw it as like, that's kind of like a welded handle on the end of a giant bicycle chain. So I want that.
Seriously?
I worked at a mine. And it was part of a mill.
That's no excuse.
It was part of a mill. Oh, why? Oh, I thought you meant seriously. I found this cool weapon. Not seriously. I wanted that as a weapon. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, that was a great weapon.
Like a piece of like galvanized pipe with.
No, it was like a solid rod,
Yeah.
kind of like an eye bolt type thing.
Okay.
And then going into a large bicycle type chain, but imagine a humongous bicycle, 3 or 4
Can you do a
inches
diagram
wide.
we can put up on the website?
I would love to.
Okay.
Let me fucking. I was already having a hard time telling this story, you dick. Now you fucked me all up, and now
Were there presents under the tree?
there was only me and a drunk Mexican were under the tree. I don't know.
The killing
Singing
tree.
Yuletide songs.
Under the killing
as you
tree. That's
reached
good.
up for the icicle that's a bicycle chain.
Well, he started getting threatening, and then I fucking reached the point where I only have 2 modes where I can be extra nice, and then if I flip the other way, then I'm just extra fucking mean. So I was trying to be nice and get him out of there. I flipped the point, and I just grabbed that chain and started fucking screaming at him, "The fuck out of here!" And I started swinging it like a figure 8 and throwing sparks off.
Nunchuck.
Yeah, just drunk.
You're a raver.
Just a big drunk fuck. And he started taking off, and I'm chasing him, and I chased him a little ways down the road, and then he stopped. And then he started yelling back, and it turned out he was part of the Mexican mafia. He was involved with the local fucking gang.
The Ocho or the whatever.
I don't even know anything about it. That was the only term that I was given. But some of the guys that I was with, I hung out with some guys that were.
I was hoping you heard this from another source. Because if he was just yelling, "Hey,
yeah,
mafia," as he's running backwards.
See, and I guess, and that's
the mafia, you know?
I can tell you right now why I'm having a hard time telling the story, because I'm trying to leave shit out that I don't want to put in. So the guys I'm hanging out with are part of the Aryan Brotherhood. And they're...
Or part of another group. How about that?
Yeah.
By the way, I believe that other word.
It's not illegal to hang out with people from the Aryan Brotherhood.
You're the one who's nervous.
We were Cub Scouts and they were Boy Scouts. Let's just say that. We didn't get along.
So I was not part of that. I just knew a lot of different people. I hung out with guys. It was a small place. So it was, and I don't know how much of it was really that real anyway, but, this guy, because I wasn't part of it, but this guy started yelling all this stuff about he was going to be back. And one of the guys I was with said, this guy is known and this is a fucked up situation. He's going to be back here. It's going to be a fucking problem. And I said,
and you said, "Hey, it's your house. I'm out of here."
I said, "No, it's my house." So I said, I gotta fucking, I'm gonna go and fucking stab that guy.
It went 0 to 60? 0 to stab.
I told you I was already at 0 when I was trying nicely to get him out of my yard. It was he's lucky. I wasn't swinging the chain trying to get him to leave. I was swinging it trying to hit him with it, but he was fucking too fast.
Yeah, the 60 is when he's swinging the chain. It goes back to 0 when he's rationally thinking, "Oh, I'll need to stab that guy mathematically to stop any further problems."
Yeah.
Just like he's doing taxes.
Yeah, it was surreal. It was really surreal, the whole thing. Because I got a ice pick, because I knew exactly where he was going to walk, because I knew where he wanted to go, because he was telling us.
I'm picturing you with a tool belt like Batman.
No, but you know what?
Who has an ice pick?
Well, it's beside the bicycle chain with the eye bolt, of course.
A lot of weaponry.
In alphabetical order. Eye bolt, ice chain.
Bullets run out after a while. You have to have a lot of extra weaponry around.
I collect tools. It's a thing. Yeah. I'm on eBay.
So skip to the part where you kill the Mexican mafia with Chinese throwing stars.
So I get my Chinese throwing stars out of my socks. My friend, I remember my friend, let me have your shoes while I was over getting stuff. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he took my shoes and he put duct tape on the bottom of my shoes so there wouldn't be
no tracks.
So there wouldn't be tracks
fucking good.
When I went over, because I knew where he was going to be walking, and there was a large ledge, canyon off to the side. And I was like,
that's one of those details.
I can ambush him and fucking just drag him down. Nobody walks that area unless you're drunk in the middle of the night anyway. So he wouldn't be found for a long time. All I had to do was go over a mountain and I'd be right back at my house. So I'm on my way outside with I start fucking just shaking uncontrollably all of a sudden when I realized I was about to go stab this guy with an ice pick. I get myself under control and I go outside and the fucking cops have pulled up because the neighbors, apparently whenever I was screaming, swinging a giant chain down the middle of the street, it upset some neighbors.
Much like honking a horn?
So they called and I didn't know what to do. So I told half-truth, and I said, "I don't know, a fucking drunk guy came over here, started, being belligerent, and I fucking chased him out of my yard and fucking was hollering and stuff." I said, "All right, About that time, another cop pulls up down at the end, and he radios him up, and he goes, "Oh, is this the guy?" And he opens the back door, and this big fucking Mexican guy gets out. And in a split second, I go, "No, I've never seen that guy before."
Nice move. Diplomacy.
That's Bob's your uncle.
And,
touch the side of the nose.
And we were close enough to where I could, look at him and he could look at me. And the next day I had a barbecue with a lot of my white friends. And
Cub Scouts.
yes, we were learning to tie knots and load weaponry. And a bunch of him and a bunch of guys showed up. But he said,
with a muffin basket.
Is everything okay? And I said, everything's fucking fine with me as long as, you guys go on your way. And they said, all right, we don't have a problem. And they left. And that's it. I almost stabbed a guy.
See, that's diplomacy.
Yes.
You should be dealing with Chad Shank in 2016.
He should be doing the Iran nuclear.
Yes.
That whole
Putin.
fucking. Oh.
I was going Putin.
It's out of the news.
Nah, it's out of the news, but I just watched that. Do you watch the Vice show on HBO?
Yeah.
They just did a 45-minute thing on the new Cold War. Because I love Vice, but you go, this sounds as fear-based as CNN.
Yeah.
As the Bush administration.
You're still going to sell
it, yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
But there was saying I won't do it justice. Let's take a break.
I have to say one thing. When Chad was telling the story of, just kidding, someone almost getting stabbed, I just thought of like a junior detective going like, Captain, we got something here. Apparently, the murderer was wearing duct tape shoes. What the fuck? That's great.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back after bullshit and pre-recorded things. Great news, kids. The much neglected merch page on my much neglected website has been taken over by Ggreg Chaille. So we have tour t-shirts, podcast t-shirts. We have Pop-Off Vodka Presents t-shirts. Get them before we get sued, before we get the cease and desist. And a whole shitload of CDs and DVDs that span a lifetime. A sad, tragic, bloated lifetime of my fucking horrible thoughts and pontifications. So help me get that shit out of my crawl space. Thanks for that. And now, back to the podcast, previously recorded. Okay, viewer mail. Chaille, we get a bunch of shit. We get some, actual, two of these, postcards have the same question.
Wait a minute. 2 different people sent the same question?
Yes. Out of 3 postcards that I hold in my hand, 2
That's
have the
2/3.
same.
That's 2/3 of the mail.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of them asked 2 questions.
What, we won't count that.
So, yeah, we don't count the second one. But one says, what is your biggest thrift store bargain you ever got? The other said, you buy a lot of shit at thrift stores. What's the craziest or most cherished of all your worthless possessions?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is that's like saying, what's the drunkest you've ever been? Well, I got a whole lot to choose from.
Who's your favorite child?
Now, let's cue the music and we'll figure it out. All right, I knew Chaille would remember more than me. He already has his answer, which is...
Yeah, when I was living in Alaska, I hit pawn shops when we played out of the way towns. And in Juneau, I found a Gibson, like a little practice amp from Gibson in the 70s. Back when it was USA made. And I just bought it because I go, oh, that's fucking cool. It's got a tremolo in it. It's a fucking badass little practice amp. I bought it. And then when I was working at K-Whale and I did backline for bands that would come in on Fridays and play, like bands that were playing at the arenas and stuff, the guy from Cake, the guitarist from Cake, was like, dude, where did you get that amp? And I'm like, if someone would have asked me, like, hey, you want to sell that? I would have sold it for $10 before this guy goes, that thing's fucking awesome. And I realized that I bought it on an impulse because, that's cool. It's cheap. I'll get it. And I'm in Juneau. There's fucking nothing in Juneau, right? And this guy telling me how fucking he coveted this thing in the height of Cake, like, their song that was out, it was just it was fucking huge, right? And this guy going like, dude, you're so lucky. I'm like, Wait, I work at a fucking radio station in a 100 Market in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm lucky. We're in a fucking bomb shelter, dude. Look around. This isn't luck. No, I'm done. That's it.
I don't remember like thrift store. Like I've had a million great thrift store scores.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to find stuff that's expensive. Hennigan, your thrift store here in Bisbee, they don't have any fucking idea what they're selling. And he's come back blushing, embarrassed at how much he feels he ripped them off. This is a brand new whatever kind of suitcase he's in, a luggage.
Yeah.
And this would cost you $240. It's brand new. I just got it for $3 because they don't know. So I'm not trying to find amazing bargains. It's just great shit. But I do remember the best thrift store haul that I remember.
Oh, I think I remember. Florida?
Hollywood, Florida. And we scored. And
USA Thrift.
Wow.
That was it.
See? You fucking remember
No,
everything.
because we did the show after, and we had the Fat Albert shirt, and you had the
I
Dice
changed
Clay.
every show.
Yeah.
I had this,
You had
like
the
a
denim.
denim jacket with
the
like
beefcake
not
photos.
sequin, but like the studded holes, like and shit. And then I had man boy shorts, like
It was
gay roller
disturbing.
skater shorts.
Yeah.
Like what do you call that material? That's
Lycra.
pleather. It's like pleather
Yeah.
with like ass cheeks hanging out. I had one ball hanging out on stage.
it's disturbing.
Muslim prayer robes. Both me and Bingo got fitting Muslim prayer robes, all in one fucking thrift store.
No, this is one day.
Haul.
A FUBU Fat Albert short sleeve collared shirt. What? And orange fucking pants. Orange pants!
To go-
that fit me.
We had one thrift store. We had outfits for 3 or 4 different
Doug,
shows.
I still remember the frontage of driving up going, oh, this is a loser. I remember
Is that 441? It's a 41 State Highway.
I remember we were off the highway, and I remember seeing that. It was straight, like it wasn't in like a shopping mall. It was the fucking centerpiece. That was a day.
All right. Well, we just answered those questions
Yes.
way too long. That was from Tom and Kelly Ziegler with the same question. The other one was from Kelly was what's the max times you've gone to Safeway in a day? And from what I remember, 4. I've gone 3 in the same shift, but I think 4 is the max. And my address, if you want to send more postcards, I love them, is 212 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona, 85603.
And like a tweet, a postcard is perfect because it's 140 characters or less.
Someone sent me an actual tweet. Someone that said, that's no. Oh, yeah, I didn't answer this one. All right, we'll keep that. I'll put that up here for later.
Why?
Someone,
saving
because
it?
I got to think about it again.
Okay.
I don't fucking prepare for this shit. Doug
wait a-
and crew. Oh, Doug and crew. Maybe Derek can work on this since you're crew.
It's a very hold on. The postcard itself is very suggestive.
Yeah, it's a baby on titties. Hey, Doug and crew. You're a man who enjoys vocabulary. If you were tasked with creating a new word, what would it be and how would it be defined? Love you guys. Keep podcasting. I'll give that to Derek. If you have an answer by the end of the podcast, we'll read it.
Doug,
Go ahead.
I don't want to take
What was the name?
the name
People like to hear their names. Danny.
or Donnie. He wrote and they went over it. I have to tell you, while you were holding this,
I know. I kept twisting it for you because it's one of those.
It's lenticular printing, which is that thing where
Word of the day.
no, where like when you move around
all
it,
these words.
when you move around it, it changes the image, right? All right. So when we're looking at it, you're holding it straight. It's a chick laying on her back with her tits out.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
like,
then you
that's,
turn it.
and I said, that's a very suggestive pose on the postcard. And then you said, yeah, it's a baby on breasts. We didn't see that
That's
until
why I was
you
turning
moved.
it.
Well, we didn't see it. I just saw it after that when both Chad and I looked at it. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's a baby like on top of it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It was a little, jarring.
Let me see.
It was all tits until after that.
See?
disgusting.
Then now we're like Opie and Anthony, where they sit and watch TV and describe it to you, or
Sorry.
don't. All right, we'll I got fucking more viewer mail. Jason and the Krugers. How many fucking albums do you have? Because you sent me like 10,000 of these fucking things. I don't know if I like them or not. But. All right. Don't use my name. I'm cutting to the end on you. J. Special J. He sent me a bunch of shit, and including a $50 bill. So you know what? That $50 bill is going into the first Chad Shank fund installment. Because you all want Chad Shank out here, but he's going to drive a long fucking way. He's living on fucking some kind of military disability. He's beating change out of homeless people. I don't know what he does. But yes, that goes directly to the Chad Shank Please Be on the Podcast Fund. That was the first installment. Thank you for that. And the other shit. Why did you send fucking like tulip glasses, like the fine stem glasses wrapped in newspaper, you stupid fuck. How did I just get $50 in cash from a dude and then I call him a stupid fuck for sending glasses we'd never drink out of anyway and one of them broke?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we do like having pairs.
I'm segueing into viewer mail from people I hate. I didn't even fucking print them off this time.
You know them by heart?
Well, there's two guys that have emailed me from the dates we're doing in Europe, both wanting to there's seating arrangement shit. One guy, well, I bought 2 tickets, and then my dumb friend was going to bring his wife. So it's assigned seating, and can you move her? These are my tickets.
Gave the ticket numbers. Seat numbers, yeah. It's assigned seating.
And then another guy saying, oh, they say there's no shitty seats in Dublin. You make me not want to even read emails anymore. Not only have I fucking forgone Facebook, but I just tweets. No, not your emails even. You just depress me and make me mad in the morning. I was going to be mad at someone anyway. Just let's be honest. But yeah, they say there's no shitty seats at the Vicar, I think it's called, in Dublin where we're playing. Yeah, well, I know for a fact there are, because I went there to see a show and there's 6 seats that suck. I'm trying to remember this. But he didn't even get those seats. He just wants me to get him, because there's no assigned seating or something. He wants me to, like, arrange him seats that aren't the 6 seats that suck at that theater.
The 6 toilet stalls?
I have no idea, like, and then the fucking, another guy, hey, he loves the podcast. Thank you for loving the podcast, guy, that I did not write back a snarky fucking email to because I wanted to save my hatred for the podcast during a drink break. He said, yeah, and because of you, I'm fascinated with the Mattoid, and I want to do a documentary. From what I know, he's moved back to Finland, and I want to follow him from his whole journey from Finland to the U.S. and back to Finland. And do you have any contact information for the guy? If you fucking Google the Mattoid, the second thing that comes up is the Mattoid's Facebook page where you can contact the dude directly. But you didn't even just put in Mattoid. Not the Mattoid, just Mattoid. The first thing is the description of what Mattoid means, a fucking crazy person. And the second thing is his fucking contact address. So I stopped myself from writing you back saying, yeah, here's his Facebook link. Anything else I can Google for you while I'm up? But I go, I'll just save that hate for the podcast. It'll gear me up for part 2.
Your eye was twitching during that.
Yeah, it's kind of,
no, that's real. That's real. I get it.
No, it's wonky anyway. It's my drinking eye. That's my drinking eye. I can tell how drunk I was in pictures by how low.
If your hand's over it.
Yeah, I do the hand over it quite a bit. If you see that picture, if you have that picture of you and I after a show, you were annoying me. We'll be right back after we get our shit together. Hey, do you hobos like luxurious bed sheets while you're fucking complaining about my ticket prices, but not complaining about all the fucking comics who are worse than me that charge more? You fucking assholes. Luxurious bed sheets. Yeah, we just got threatened with luxurious bed sheets as a sponsor, and I'm going to do it because you know what I like? luxurious bed sheets off of your backs paying too much for tickets. We'll be right back.
Good.
Wow, you know how to do a short check. Joby's the fucking master.
I didn't even know what that was.
Joby co-hosting this podcast, as always, with fucking a beautiful spread of hot dogs and nacho cheese.
All American.
Yep. As American, Becker and I talked about doing that in Costa Rica, is opening the Ugly American Cafe.
Perfect.
And it's just all the most horrible staples of American diet. It's fucking beans and weenies.
Plastic cheese.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese sandwiches.
Fluffernutters. Just beefaroni. Any Chef Boyardee.
Spam.
Oh, shit.
And with a corkage fee, you can bring your own shit from a 7-Eleven at home, and we'll prepare it for you in a microwave.
Sauteed Slim Jims.
Yeah. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
You're proud of the fact that there's no grill. There's not even a gas link. It's
dirty
just a microwave.
Giant
Yeah.
microwave. Unclean.
Filthy.
Joby is here with us.
Yes.
Yeah, the captain of the death pool. Hey, get into fucking death pool, because it's kind of competitive this year. And every time that I see tweets from death pool people, I'm always like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, all right, one of you. Someone's into this, too.
Yeah, it's
Just
getting...
get 5 friends that
It's
are
getting
sick
good
fucks.
right now.
Yeah, it's been a great year so far.
Yeah.
Jockeying for position lately.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, I have more sick fuck friends than you probably do, but you give 5. Like, all right, we're going to do this secret. No one can know or we'll get fired. I'll never be a congressman if they find out I played death pool. Kenny Stabler just died yesterday, and that killed me because that was my favorite team. And I research all those guys every year. That was my favorite team
surprised
ever
you
in
didn't have
football, was the 76 Oakland Raiders. That whole era. Fred Biletnikoff, my favorite player of all time, number 25, had stringy hair, was so covered in stickum all the time that you just throw the ball at him and it was like a fly strip and it just slap onto him. I think he caught a pass between his shoulder blades once. That might be untrue, but I just made that up. But Gene Upshaw, Art Shell, John Matusak. Fuck.
Lyle Alzado.
Yeah, he's dead. I didn't look him up. But yeah, it would be nice to have someone. All those guys should be dead. Yeah, that was the guy that's always on those NFL films is Phil Villapiano, who just brags about how bad the Raiders cheated back then. This is before gang members took the fucking Raiders over, and then I go, fuck you. You know what? I'd love to root for the Raiders, especially now that they suck. But you know what? Fucking gangbangers took them over.
Donald Trump hates the Raiders for the same reason.
It's terrible.
You
go to Vegas at the sports book and every Raiders fan is trying to start a fight with someone who's cheering for the other team. Like, you're in a fucking Vegas sports book, you cunt. Joby is, Joby's, fucking death pool just went sour on him because, he's gonna move to Oklahoma.
I got to run it out of Oklahoma at least, or ship merch out of Oklahoma, which is even worse. But
yeah, Joby's, have we even brought up your sister on a previous podcast?
yeah, previous one, just
when she was in the coma.
Well, she was still alive. Yeah, yeah, and
And then he was going over to move there to help out.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talked
I'm
about
moving
that
there
on
to
podcast.
help my brother-in-law raise my niece and nephew.
Which, by the way, you guys fucking... I finally found a group of people where I felt like I fit in. And then you're taking fucking feel-good trips to your niece to fucking see Johnny Depp in Australia, and Joby's going to take care of his fucking dead sister's children. So I feel like I sat down with a fucking horror book and I fucking turned into chicken soup for the soul. You fucking fags.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted to tell you that.
It's me.
I almost thought about starting this podcast with having you tell the short version of your story about horrible home life situations that you can't talk about, and Joby talking about his sister dying, and then just go right back, step over you, and then recap my trip to see Johnny Depp. Anyway,
your shit's trivial.
Exactly. Oh, that sounds tough. You know what's tough is a long flight to Australia, 14 hours.
Did you
They
see
only
the
give you a
picture of
couple
my
meals.
view?
I missed it.
The picture of his view, of your view from the.
Yeah. It was almost obscured by my cigarette in front of my eye because I leaned up to smoke like a champion. So Joby, your sister was in a coma for like a fucking month, right?
Actually, no, she was just under for about a week and a half and then came out of it. So she was lucid towards the end, but
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I haven't heard any of this.
Yeah.
But we won't get into details.
Exactly.
But it was fucking horrible alcoholic death is what my only point in saying that it was horrific is because all the people we've drugged down a horrible path with our chronic drinking problems. There is a fucking terrible outcome that could happen. You won't hear about it, but it gets worse. You could wind up in Oklahoma.
The most effective PSA I've ever heard.
Yeah, down Garth Brooks Drive. Garth Brooks was from Yukon, Oklahoma, where I'm moving to. So,
do you have any idea how long? She has 2 kids, like 6 and 8,
5
and
and
10.
8, yeah,
Bart and Lisa, age
basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna go be stay-at-home mom,
kind of, yeah,
while
that'll be it.
Dad works,
Mr. Mom kind of thing, yeah.
And you have no idea how long this is gonna last.
I have no idea. I'm walking into this blind. Have no idea. So I'm gonna have fun with it because I'm gonna fuck those kids up.
Wait a minute. Like you're taking care of her kids, but there's no dad.
Yeah. Donnie's got to work.
He's got to work and stuff, right?
Oh, so
Joby's not gonna work. He's done with that.
Yeah, I just
right.
quit yesterday. So literally.
Right on.
Cheers.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm unemployed for the first time in a long time.
Come on.
Yeah, so stay at home for at least for a little while.
You're kind of a country boy anyway, so you can fit in. You have a great way to chameleon a situation.
Acclimate.
Like that.
He'll
not with my
fit in.
sombrero.
You'll try to stand out,
All right.
but it's not like you're a complete fish out of water. You're not
Exactly. Yeah, but it's the Bible Belt. I mean, that place is crazy. They are gay for God. They are just nuts. So
There's always an underlying current of people
He
that
told-
they'll clue in on who you are.
He told me when he went to an Oklahoma Thunder game when he was out visiting that they have a preacher come out and do a mass prayer before the basketball game.
at
Yeah,
center
it's
court, dim
fucking
lights,
creepy.
people are getting down on one knee kind of thing. It's creepy.
And you still root for them. I root against
Yeah.
them on purpose just from that story. Because, again, it's important to have favorites in basketball, and it's important to have enemies in sports. And they're my enemy now just because you told me that, and you still root for them.
Why
Before
not?
your sister died. So it's not like, I just remember my sister. She was.
No, I don't give a shit about basketball anyway. I think it's a stupid sport. The Mayans played it. They went extinct. So do the math. So, no, I don't care about it. But the Thunder was the only one I actually went and saw. It's my first NBA game. So, okay,
Oh, wow.
I guess, I got to
See, almost every game I've ever seen in any professional sport, I was rooting for the visiting team. So I was the douche. And not on purpose. It just happened to be. I think the Cardinals was the only home game where I was cheering for them, and we were outnumbered because it was in December against the Vikings, and there's more fucking snowbirds in Arizona that are rooting for snowy teams than care about the fucking Arizona Cardinals, who were ranked 30th in the top uniforms in ESPN's top uniforms poll.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
strong 30, huh?
Yeah, strong 30. Jacksonville's still the worst. Anyway, sorry, did I deflect from your
That's a
sister?
thing. All right. Top uniforms is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
With Doug, it is.
And I
No, I mean
searched
with
it out.
ESPN. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I don't.
Yeah, they put it out because there's no football to watch except for CFL, and there's no queers playing, so I'm against it.
Oh.
What? There aren't.
Yeah. Not high profile ones anyway. It's just closeted queers, and
Yeah.
who wants to watch them play?
Well, that's the same thing.
Well, us queers do. We like straight men and
Out.
turning them. That's what us
It's a
LGBT
challenge.
people enjoy doing is turning a straight. But I really
He
wanted
keeps
a
looking
hero.
at me.
I know.
I've
Like-
looked
no,
at-
it's eye contact all the way.
Like I have to affirm that we're gay. We know we're gay. Everyone on tour knows
Everyone
we're gay.
on this
Why do you have to
podcast
keep
is
looking
gay.
at
We have a
me?
gay audience.
Listen, if we're gonna bring this out right now, I'm gonna tell you right now. We know we're gay.
Doug Stanhope's We're Wicked Gay podcasts bottoming Ggreg Chaille. I was going to say starring.
I feel,
Actually, to you, it is.
I can't wait both find that girl again.
Oh man.
Give her enemas and lay on the horn in the cul-de-sac.
Oh man.
All right, Joby, I'm sorry.
Jobi. No, that was entertaining.
So yes, you can die of violent death from alcohol. So don't do that. Pace yourself.
I guess that's the moral of this story. Maybe.
So
That's how
Or do that.
Like what would
Or
like
no, it was extenuating factors, but yeah, it was liver disease, basically.
liver disease?
Yeah.
Like Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Chaille has a list
Right.
of people who've died from alcoholism.
Right there.
'Cause
Yeah,
when,
I see it.
When you said that it was and for you've cleaned your friends' brains off of fucking walls.
Several.
Yeah, from suicides.
Right.
Several
I was
walls
with
or
you.
several people?
Several friends
Joby and
and
I-
several walls.
Joby and I were playing poker. They had a poker room here for a while, bucking the system. Let's see how long this can last,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And he was winning at the table and had to pick up his phone, drop it, and leave. Cash out my chips for me. I have to go to Phoenix to
Basically do a cleanup. My best friend I'd known since we were 18 months old. Grew up together.
You knew him at 18 months?
Yeah, our friends were, our parents were best friends, kind of thing, and grew up together, and he ended up 357 to the head, and did the cleanup the next day. I got there in the morning.
Which is a very interesting thing. Just as a side note, and Joby, you can attest to this, is that when something like that happens, and that happened here, where Tracy and I sleep
I
every
did that
night.
cleanup.
But yeah, you and
when
Chad
that-
did
Yeah.
that.
Joby was foreman on that cleanup because he had the most experience.
Yeah.
Excuse me, who's the project manager here? We need to know which way to take the mattress. See, Chad, there is no, the city comes out, the police come out. I mean, there's things that are done professionally, but
Right.
then there is an amount of blood.
Oh,
There
a
is
lot.
whatever else is happening.
Matter.
And that is, that's incumbent on the homeowner to
Right. They have to
figure it
hire
out.
someone out to do it.
And
And
there are companies that do it, but then what? Wait a minute, you have to pay.
Not here. Yeah,
No,
Attell
not here.
I remember Insomniac. Attell went out with people who clean up murder scenes, crime scenes. But you don't have that in Bisbee.
no.
You got you guys.
Yeah.
Joby and I were the first ones you guys called, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not like in the movies where someone shoots their, brains out and it's a splatter of blood on the wall. Never happens.
Yeah.
It's all matter and then they fall and bleed out.
Yeah.
So there's not like a big spray of blood. It's just shit on the wall.
Yeah.
And someone has to still come and clean that up. And when we were doing this one, it's like, it's,
Black Knob here where I live.
yeah, where you live now.
Yeah,
So-
Joby was an expert. He knew to get the blood that was coughed up to the ceiling.
Well,
Was
it's-
it the ceiling fan?
He
He
knew
wasn't
that
even a
was-
smoker.
And I do remember, we did all the spots, where there was clump, clean
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then I said, all right, now we have to clean the whole wall because we don't want the family coming in and seeing spots on the wall that are clean. We have to clean everything.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, yeah, all right. So
And
it's-
then
He's
we
a
just,
pro,
And
so-
then we just left the bullet hole. So there's like some good and some bad.
Hey, we don't spackle.
That's
That's another guy. I'm not going to step in
Listen,
his territory.
I don't want to get in trouble with the union steward here.
Yeah, he's Aryan Nation. Will fucking come after me.
We're going to clean up, but let's not deny what actually happened.
Yeah, and then trying to find the painting to cover the bullet hole. I'm standing there, got to put a painting or something over the bullet
It's
hole.
a painting about hip size, not really centered on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, obvious.
The
what it's
top
there
of the
for.
painting is 2.5 feet up off
Exactly,
the floor.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's an odd choice.
Yeah,
place to put that,
and 2/3 of the way towards the window. It's just
The door is hitting this painting. We can't even get out the door. Well, that's
My point was that Joby's been through some shit, and he always takes it so gracefully. Even when your sister was in the coma, when we talked about it, you're like, shit happens.
Was it alcohol? Did it put her in the coma?
Well, several things. There's a bunch of
It's-
different factors, but she did, drink quite a bit, and it was liver failure, and
She was told not to.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you,
Well,
don't drink after they say not to.
Or just don't ever go to the doctor and let them say not to.
Exactly. That's my plan.
yeah.
because of this, I've looked up like symptoms of liver failure, and I'm not yellow. I don't have much pigment at all, but
Are you talking about jaundice?
Except for your
Yeah.
shirt.
But in St. Louis, you were diagnosed on the merch table, and he
but
said,
I've been
kind of
then
a
I
large
got
liver."
diagnosed by my mother's secret doctor in Fort Lauderdale. He went, yeah, you probably got something. And then my Marine Corps doctor, when I went down, I was going to get those surgeries for my hernias. He's like, your liver's fine, this is fine. I don't trust him as much, but he did say the words, and that was the comfort food that I needed.
That's the Hedberg joke. Do you know anyone who has AIDS? No. Okay, cool.
You know
Because
me.
you know me.
You know me.
Chaille almost forgot the punchline of that.
We all remembered it.
So
In this group, I
but the point is, Joby, after being through that, said it was the most gruesome thing, and for me to say that. So yeah, there's evidently a fucking gruesome way to die that we won't get into, but we've been looking it up on the internet because I didn't want to hear it from you. So you said you didn't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll tell you in person.
Yeah, and then we'll fucking repeat it on the next podcast while you're already in Oklahoma. They don't even have
Fair enough,
podcasts
but-
in there.
Well, and I don't want to overstep any bounds here, but I was when I was researching this, and very superficially,
What did you search? I went with liver failure first.
alcoholic deaths.
Oh,
Like,
shit! I didn't.
There was a really weird website where I every time I did a Google search, the number one link went 3 times in a row went to this blog site or this fucking forum, right? And it did talk about because
You bought the alcohol, so you could probably go to jail for just going to that website.
just kidding.
Go ahead.
The thing that I kept coming upon were very graphic photos, which I'm not very comfortable with, but in the name of research for this podcast, it was the feces mixed with blood that they
Don't even look at Joby during this.
Well, no, I'm just no. I'm,
Don't
okay.
no leading the witness, Your Honor. Objection.
It's
Walk away right now.
you were so far gone in alcoholism that you end up hemorrhaging internally to where it starts coming out your ass, and that's how these are the crime scenes.
All right.
Not the crime scenes. These are the scenes that I saw.
All right, let's cut it off right here. We'll bring it up on another podcast when Joby's not here. He's gonna go to Oklahoma. Do you think fucking
He's
things
doing
aren't
the
bad
fucking
enough?
Lord's work, man. That's fucking awesome.
He has to. It's his
The
nature.
Lord's
No
work.
one, no.
When does Joby
You don't
not
remember that
do
chapter?
The right
That
thing in every situation. He is the gallant to my goofus. He is the guy that always does the right thing, handles everything. He's the cleaner. He's the wolf from Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Fair enough.
No, you know
And
what?
he's unfairly handsome compared to everybody else. If
Yeah.
everybody doesn't know that already by listening to this podcast.
But he can't land a straight lady. He's always with these roustabout ladies, or with no lady at all.
Yeah, my last girlfriend was a radical feminist lesbian with a juggalo tattoo. I can't do any.
Oh, you want to talk about ex-girlfriends?
Yeah. I think. Well, that was a good one. You know?
That was nothing.
Yeah. Really.
That was where I was pretty sure I wasn't going to go to jail. Not to one up you. I think that's awesome. You know what? That is interesting because I had a situation in my family where I went home and took care of my dad for a while, and it was one of those things where you don't know what you'll do and when you'll do it, but when something comes up, you just rise to the occasion. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and ended up quitting my job yesterday to do it, which
That's
I'm
the best
so happy
thing.
for. I've been wanting to quit that job I've been working there for almost 8 years, and I've been wanting to quit it for almost 8 years.
And you don't hate kids where you're going? You're off Cochise Row.
Yeah, that's a plus. Yeah, I don't have
That
to worry
almost sounds like death row the way I just said it. You're off Cochise Row, man.
It'll take 10 years to
You
get
got
out
a
of here.
reprieve.
Everyone, as you leave for Oklahoma, they're all going to be banging cups on the bars over their windows where you live on Cochise Row.
You'll be back, Joby.
No one ever leaves.
Oh, Jesus. So we're in hospice and
Hang on. Hey, let me set this
Let's
up.
start over.
Yeah. Well, you have a Bible that has a backstory that I immediately shut up your story to say, listen, we can eBay this Bible for your charity.
right.
So
Didn't
now
even think
go
about
back to the story.
Okay, so we're in hospice and Amy's dying and
Who's Amy?
Amy is my sister.
Yeah, not Bingo Bingaman.
Yeah. So yeah, right. So
Or a whiskey girl.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know what it is with
Or
the name.
any other Amy, except Amy.
Yeah, the other Amy's out there. You're safe. You're okay. So
We're just fucking.
yeah,
with
we're just kidding. Yeah. So, in hospice, she's circling the drain and, we're all crying and I get kind of bored and, so I do the normal thing of start looking through cabinets and shit like that, just rummaging
In
through.
the room?
Yeah, in the hospice room. What's in here? What's in there?
Wait, hold
So-
on a second.
Well, my sister's dying. I always try to steal shit from the hotel. Yeah,
Soap.
She's not going to need this toothpaste.
Exactly.
There's like 3 more squeezes in here. So you're a hospice. You're off site of a hospital, or
Yeah, that day,
Okay,
so they brought
hospice
over.
is a great fucking.
End of life. It's end of life facility.
It's not.
Hi, my name's Ggreg Chaille. They call me Make a Short Story Long.
I love hospice. They're
That's a long nickname.
Hang on.
that's a lot of
Let
quotes.
Joby tell us about the backstory of this Bible so he can sell it.
So he's in hospice, which is away from the hospital.
Right. And, we're sitting in the room, we're crying and whatnot. I rummage through shit and I find in the bedside cabinet, little thing, the Bible. And so I open it up, I grab the Bible and throw it in my backpack.
Good job.
All right. And
job.
I know the history of, you guys
stolen
love the Bibles.
Bibles.
Stealing Bibles. And my mom's crying in the corner and she stops for a sec. She looks at me and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's a thing. It's just, it would take too long. It's just something we do, like we steal Bibles and whatnot." And she's still crying and she stops crying for a sec. She says, "You know that if you just ask them, they'll give you a bunch."
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, it's a fucking rule. You have to steal it.
And she
I
says,
could put Doug in hospice in a minute.
well,
and we'll get so
and
many
she says-
Bibles.
She says, they'll
talking
give you a
about
bunch
hotels.
if you just ask. And then she looks at me, she says, "It's hospice. They'll give you it for free." And it's, just one's fine, Mom. I'm okay with that, but I brought this Bible back for you, good sir.
Well, we will, we'll save this clip. And one day, when I do my next eBay yard sale, we will include this clip of the Joby's sister's dead stolen Bible that will go for a remarkably high price.
So we'll get
hospice
you
Bible.
three.
Yeah.
We'll get you 3 to sign it with all that in there. That's honestly, people always email me through the store, the Stanhope store, trying to find out how to get Bibles, and I have a shit ton of Bibles
No,
over
we
there.
don't fucking
we
know.
don't sell them.
No.
We don't sell them. This would be exclusive.
After shows,
This is
absolutely.
different.
This
Yeah,
will be
this is a
eBay
little
yard
special
sale.
one. So
By the way, no fucking complaints at the merch booth at $45 Bibles. Okay. So guess what?
We've sold them for
me?
$70.
I've sold them for 70. But in Canada, there was no complaints at the $45 price, which means we raised the price.
Raise the price. Price is going up on stolen Bibles.
Holy shit.
Fucking people have to die. His sister died for this Bible. How much would you pay to have your sister alive?
Fuck you for thinking you can get a
$200.
dead Bible for fucking less than $45?
No,
Fuck you.
this Bible's going for at least $300. I'm going to
At
put
least
a fucking
300.
minimum.
At least
All right.
put a minimum.
We're drunk. It'll go up as we drink. All right. Well, I think that's about a podcast, and we'll be back. If this airs, I got to fucking drop some dates on you. I get as this airs, because I just called Hennigan. Go ahead. Is there anything I don't know about? Well, on Monday, when this is going to air, yes, we're going to do Denmark is coming up. We have extra dates. We added second dates in Glasgow, London, and Manchester. So if you're one of the people that's going to the wrong page going, "Oh, it's sold out," check the second night. But Denmark will be announced as you're hearing this, or it already has. Amsterdam, we're working on. Brian Hennigan said to say, on an upcoming appearance, he'll be, on the podcast to talk about how everyone in theater in Cardiff is a cunt.
You should say it like Hennigan.
Ooh! Everyone in Cardiff is a cunt! I've been trying to book the fucking Wales and they're fucking cunts. So yeah, we got, Oslo, Dublin, Bath, go to the DougStanhope.com has the sites. Working on Amsterdam. We're working on Belgium, evidently. I don't know how fucking long I'm going to be gone, but
right now it's the whole month of October.
Well, maybe it'll be good to be gone if I've murdered somebody. Just kidding.
And we now feature on DougStanhope.com in the store section. We have got Jeff Tate CDs available.
Oh yeah, fucking Jeff Tate. I haven't even listened to it. I don't remember a lick of that episode other than because I did it right on the heels of the fucking return from Australia after doing the Sydney podcast with my niece, and then went into that one because we only had limited time, and I knew he just kept talking, so I didn't have to.
It's good.
But I got a lot of feedback. Jeff Tate is so fucking funny.
And he's killing it on Doug Loves Movies. He just won another one in Comic-Con in San Diego. It's fucking, if you can watch that, go to that show live. It's fucking so good.
Jeff Tate with a Geoff.
Yeah,
Jeff
we'll put the
Tate.
link. And then also we've got, I just got sent back to me, the t-shirts that we didn't sell in Canada, and those will be available, right now on
For
the
a
website.
cutthroat price, I hope.
Well, if you're a large, you're probably fucking out of luck. But double XLs, where my double XLs?
Where's my double XLs in the house? Chad Shank.
Tons of those.
Chad Shank in the house, quack, quack.
Yeah, remind me to give you some Deathpool
Shucky
t-shirts
Ducky
before I
reference.
leave. Oh yeah, and Bobby Christina is in hospice, so she's circling the drain. So play Deathpool.
Deathpool.
DSCDP.com and Stanhope CDP on Twitter.
And,
So
and JT Haversatt and Carlos Valencia
Yep.
are talking shit on Twitter.
They are.
And I got Roy Marble is fucking in intensive care.
He's a basketball player.
Basketball player.
Was a
JT
basketball player.
Was a
48
basketball player.
and a
48
solo
solo.
JT
riddled with
just
tumors.
just got Omar Shafir
Sharif.
or
Sharif.
yeah, sir. And
That's Ari Shafir, Omar Sharif.
Ari
Yeah, sorry.
Shafir is not dead.
He's not
Let's
dead.
clarify.
Wait, Ari Shafir died?
I read that on Twitter.
Ari Shafir is dead.
I don't know.
At 83. Please tweet that at Ari Shafir.
Ari
He's dead
Shafir.
at 83 with a link to Omar Sharif. Please do that.
That'll make his day.
Yeah,
That'll make his day.
and especially because it'll be like 5 days after the fact, and I'll be wondering why everyone's just tweeting.
It'll
Don't
make more
add
sense.
anything to it. Just tweet R.I.P. Ari Sharif dead at 83 with a link to Omar Sharif. All right. Anything else? Wait. The end of the plug. Oh, there's shit for sale on the site. Go to the
I
site.
already said it.
All right. Good.
Jeff
That's
Tate and the new Canadian t-shirts from the last tour.
All right. Everything that I didn't read from the mail, I'll read on the next podcast. Thank you guys very much for listening, and maybe soon we'll be selling bed sheets. Joby, what's the outro music for your sister?
This is Rearranging Deck Chairs on the Titanic by Roger Klein or the Refreshments back in the day.
Another day, another debt. Well, how much worse can it get? A whole lot worse. It's safe to bet. Can you see the light? Well, not yet. Didn't feel much better, 'cause that registered letter got to the old lady and it really upset her. She said that I'm a criminal debtor. I know. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It doesn't matter what I do, she's gonna keep on sinking. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. I realize now my time was better spent drinking. lipstick on my collar really made her holler, and I'm down to my last dollar, and I'm out of cigarettes. Well, the thing that seems so funny, I'm completely out of money, but the skies, they still seem sunny, and I've got me no regrets. I've been rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It doesn't matter what I do, she's gonna keep on sinking. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. I realize now my time was better spent drinking. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It doesn't matter what I do, she's gonna keep on sinking. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. I realize now my time was better spent drinking. Better spent drinking. Better spent drinking. Better spent drinking. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.